So these entries are totally raw, kind of like journal entries from my own personal experience with the positively focused practice, as a way of illustrating how powerful the practice can be and to share some of the insights that I get from my own personal practice. Today, I want to talk about, I'm going to make two posts. This first one, I want to talk about a conversation I had 2 days ago with a neighbor who lives in the apartment complex I live in. It was about artificial intelligence and the future that's coming and the fear that she has about that future. It's interesting, there are all kinds of fears that are being triggered by this future that is coming. And I'm rendezvousing with people who are experiencing that fear. This person, her name is Copper, is one of these people. And the thing she fears most is everybody losing their jobs and how they're going to make an income. And the fact that artificial intelligence is going to cause rich people to be able to not only stay rich, but also enable them to prevent other people from becoming wealthy or even just making their ends meet. This is an interesting fear from the standpoint of positively focused, because in the positively focused practice, we recognize that fear as an emotion is telling us something really important, and it's telling it's a positive thing. Fear is a positive thing, and what it's telling us is a couple of things. First of all, it's telling us that we have a belief that is creating a reality, a probable future reality. It is aligning us with a probable future reality, a future that has a probability that when it shows up in our life experience, we're not going to enjoy it. The other thing our emotions are telling us is the thought we're thinking about the subject we're thinking about. The thought we're thinking about the subject we're thinking about is not the same as the thought our broader perspective has on that same subject. So if you think about those two reasons why we have emotions like fear, you can see that this fear is a very positive thing. It's telling us something that we really want to know so that we can clean that up and thereby align ourselves with our broader perspective, which then allows us to realize or align with the probable future realities in which we see all of our manifestations, our desires fulfill themselves on our behalf. And then the other thing it helps us do is tune ourselves away from probable future realities that we're not going to like if we line up with them. So this neighbor, Copper, was having this fearful emotion, feeling fear, because she had the belief that rich people are going to dominate the planet even more because of the advent of AI. And because she had this belief, this very powerful belief that has basis in a lot of truth, but the fact is, truth is as squishy as beliefs. For every belief, there's a truth, because beliefs are what create truth. And so, because she has this very strong belief and the fear that is triggered by the belief, she cannot see anything else that allows her to see any other probable future reality. And this is the powerful nature of belief. Belief filters our reality. So I was sharing with her all of the wonderful things that I see coming about the future, many of which are going to be enabled by artificial intelligence. And the more I talked, the more hopeful she became. And towards the end of the conversation, she said, "I'm glad you sat down with me because I do feel greater hope for the future." And then she asked me, "Where are you getting this information from?" And I told her, I said, "I'm aligned with this kind of information. It's out there for everyone to see. But if you believe what you're believing right now, Copper, you can't see that evidence." And she goes, "I'm going to start going and trying to find some of that evidence you're talking about." So this is the thing. AI is coming and it's inevitable. And there are a lot of people like Copper who are in fear about it, not because AI is some terrible thing, but because the beliefs that they have align them with a probable future, an alternate dimension in which AI enables the rich to dominate people like Copper even more than they're currently being dominated. And so it's a terrible place to be in. And I'm glad that I had the ability to have this conversation with Copper and have her move out of fear and into hope. The challenge for Copper is, I don't think she's going to be able to stay in hope because she has a dominant momentum around rich people, around money, around the future, around her ability to negotiate a future that's better for her. And all of that, because she aligns with those stories, the future probability, the probable future that she sees is aligned with those beliefs. And so there's a lot of momentum there. By the way, and so I'm developing this positively focused YouTube channel, and so one of the sections I'm going to include is a collection of videos that define some of the terms that I use as I continue to create content here. Momentum is something that I'll have to probably include there, and it's too long of a definition to describe here in this entry, because this entry's probably already gone on too long. So I just wanted to share this story about Copper and how she illustrates the kinds of fear that are out there about the future, the AI-enabled future. I'm going to probably do another post about another much bigger fear that is driving a large number of people, predominantly. Well, I'll get to it in another video. So that's it for today.